Horizon Gents, welcome to CG Reaction, and this is SCP-5140 Everest. Keter Ectoentropic SCP. Okay. This is by TheVolgun. Yes, the TheVolgun reaction. Volgun is, I guess, the most detailed SCP explainer there is. Even though it doesn't get as much as view as some other channels, like the new channel, I don't know, SCP Animator, whatever that channel is. I think Volgun should get the most views since he's so good. But yeah, what you gonna do? So Volgun goes at great depth in lots of his videos, longer videos, 20-30 minutes videos. I guess that's a bit too much for people to watch, so people just watch 7-8 minute video things. But yeah, the TheVolgun is great. I know the TheVolgun is awesome. Sometimes when I don't have time and I just have few minutes or something, I usually react to some other channels that has short videos. But if I have time, I always want to react to the TheVolgun. So yeah, let's watch this one. Remember people, if you like my reaction, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the reaction today. There's a link in the description. Check out the cast for the playlist. Check out the end cards. And yeah, let's watch this one.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-5140. Containment Class, Keter. Disruption Class, Ectoentropic. And Risk Class, Critical. Special Containment Procedures. Due to the exorbitant cost and difficulty in safely extracting SCP-5140 instances from Mount Everest, Mobile Task Force Delta-14, Winter Wonderland, will periodically ascend Everest to bury any SCP-5140 instances in the snow.
Look at how he had took on the image of Everest and just put this kind of effect on it, like it's some kind of a secret film or something. That puts a really emphasis on, like, oh, there's something creepy going on there.
Campaigns are underway to tighten restrictions for climbing permits for Mount Everest on both the Nepalese and Tibetan sides. Description: SCP-5140 refers to a number of frozen corpses scattered across Mount Everest, located in the Himalayas of Tibet. The number of SCP-5140 instances is unclear, but is accepted to be over 100 and below 200 at the time of writing. SCP-5140 instances are ectoentropic. When physically exposed to heat of any form, including body heat, they will absorb it without raising their temperature, which rests at approximately 10 degrees Celsius or 50 degrees Fahrenheit. This process usually renders physical contact with SCP-5140 instances fatal. If an individual dies as a result of contact with SCP-5140 instances, their corpse will become another 5140 instance.
Oh, okay, so SCP-5140 is all the people's dead corpses that's on the Everest. Oh, this is why I love SCP. It takes the real event and makes something supernatural out of it. That dead corpse thing on the top of Everest, those are just damn creepy. When I imagine that, I never want to climb Everest. I mean, when I was a kid, I'm like, one day I might also go there. And now, after knowing all these things, how there are dead people there. Look, I'm a fit guy, I hike, I climb cliffs, and it's all fine. So I would be fine climbing this, I would think. But even then, I don't want to do it because all those dead corpses is there. People just go over them, go around them, like it's just nothing there. Those are human corpses, man. I don't care what you're doing. That's not something you do. So people are still going there. Just sometimes they have to stay there because some kind of a snow wind or something going on top. So they just have to pause in the middle of climbing, and they pause while there's a corpse in the side of them. Oh God, that's just effed up. I cannot process that. I mean, why would people do that? Oh, I climbed Everest. Which number are you? The 200th guy who climbed on Everest or something? I mean, at the early times, I understand where the climb was like, yeah, I'm the first on the Everest, I'm the second, I'm the 10th on the Everest. But now, after all this, what's the point of climbing Everest? What are you proving?
Addendum: 5140 1.1. Mission record, November 12th, 2015.
Status update. Approaching summit. Encountered 34 bodies across Chinese route. Buried all. Provisions steady. Likely to reach summit tomorrow. Acknowledged. Continue.
Wait a minute, Chinese route, so from the other side of the Nepal. Can you go from that route? I'm pretty sure that's a really steep way to go, right? I think the ideal place to go from is from the Nepal. If you go from the Chinese side, isn't that a bit way too dangerous? I don't know, people do climb from that side, I didn't know that.
Encountering minor anomaly on instances. Exceptionally low temperatures result in muscle contraction post-mortem. Bodies curled up and frozen. Hard to pry open before burial. Might have to bury you like that. Acknowledged. Permission granted. Bury is convenient.
Wait a minute, I thought that he said that you can't touch that dead bodies, SCP-5140, so otherwise you'd be dead too. So how are they burying it?
Approaching summit. Abnormally high numbers of instances. Encountered 19 since yesterday. Old instances getting unburied? Likely. Strong winds blowing up snow. Bury deeper if possible. Approached Hillary Step this morning. Will ascend to summit in an hour or two. 14 more bodies since last contact. Team unnerved. Understandable. Almost there now. Discovered lone body on summit. Attempted to bury. Shovel hit something. Is stuck. Can't pull it out. Turned around, body was gone.
Wait a minute. Yeah, just remember, this is how I used to, film the SCP videos like this. This is how I used to record. I don't know why I did the normal way.
Fell off the summit? Don't know. Team is rattled. Please advise. Acknowledged. Sending out survey teams. Attempting to see if something was seen falling from summit. Use a spare shovel if more bodies are encountered. Orders are to descend from Chinese route using already cleared path. Godspeed. Descended step. Patrick touched one. Me and Arnold buried him. Acknowledged. Emergency. Attempted to descend Chinese route. Discovered camp remains torn apart. 3 instances curled up in tent. Instances moving? Hurry descent. Acknowledged. Get down safely. We'll move forward from there. Personnel ready to receive you at Camp V. Stay safe. Mass of them blocking the path. One reached out from the ground.
Damn, okay, so those SCP-5140, those dead bodies, apparently is moving and is coming after them. One of those guys touched it and he died, so they buried him. So clearly they are trying to bury these dead bodies. They are using some kind of protocol to bury them. But if you touch those bodies, obviously you die. So this is a twist. I didn't know this would happen. Apparently those bodies are moving. Man, who wrote this one? Seriously, they just knew that this is a actual thing that is happening. This is a big problem. Where on the Everest, lots of dead bodies are there. So he just saw that on the news and just came up with this story. That's really creative, man. But apparently this just turned into the horror show they're trying to escape, I guess.
Grabbed Arnold. He's one of them. I ran back. Can't go down. Can't go back up. Arnold was carrying provisions. Only have 1 can of oxygen left. Help. Attempt to use flag-on to clear path. Stay at safe distance. Team is already en route to extract you. Stay calm. Minimize breathing. They're moving. Don't come to the summit. It's not safe. The ground isn't safe. Don't let climbers on Everest. The mountain is danger.
Damn.
Team is arriving in less than 2 hours. Hold steady.
A rescue detachment of Mobile Task Force Delta 4.
Hold up there. At the start of this, did we just realize that the SCP organization is thinking that SCP-5140 are the dead bodies? but by the end they realize the SCP-5140 is the mountain itself. Is that it? Because that's just the entire Everest mountain is an SCP that turns these dead bodies into this kind of a thing that come after you.
14 arrived at Charlie Smith's GPS tracker an hour and 36 minutes later.
Yeah.
They cited no unburied SCP-5140 instances on their approach. Smith's body was discovered, lacking the signs typical of an SCP-5140 instance. Autopsy indicates he died from exposure and suffocation due to inadequate oxygen intake. Further investigation indicated his oxygen intake valve was damaged during the ascent to the summit. Bodies of Arnold Hillary and Patrick Edmund were discovered higher up Everest. Hillary died from exposure, while Edmund was found to be an SCP-5140 instance. It is currently believed that Smith's inadequate...
Yeah, exactly. Is that what happened? Was he having a hallucination? Or did he experience all that thing? I mean, obviously, one of them did touch SCP-5140, the dead body, and died. Other just died of exposure and, lack of oxygen made him hallucinate all this thing. So he was seeing this SCP-5140 coming after him. But SCP-5140 doesn't come after you. They are just dead bodies, but if you touch them, you're dead or something. Is that it?
Liquid oxygen led to him hallucinating SCP-5140 instances, blocking their path and destroying their campsite. Hillary's foot was found wedged into a rockfall, likely the source of his immobility. This incident has been taken into account, and supply manifests for future expeditions adjusting accordingly. Addendum 5140.2 File update April 25th, 2024. Location: Mount Everest, Nepal. Status: concluded. Time: 1:49 p.m. local time, April 25th, 2024. Disruption class: Kennick. Event summary: increased global temperatures have resulted in significant thawing of ice sheets and snowdrifts on Everest. Such thawing caused a large avalanche at 11:49 a.m. local time, which moved a large amount of snow off the summit. Lower depth of snow allowed scanning planes to identify significant amount of SCP-5140 instances below the snow. Further excavation revealed SCP-5140 instances form a significant portion of Everest itself. Currently, it is estimated 45% of Mount Everest's mass is formed by corpses.
What? Where the corpses come from? Was that always there? That's the SCP. Is that what they're saying? Most half of the Mount Everest is those corpses. Is that because half of the Mount Everest is corpses? That means there would be a lot of corpses. I mean, that's not just people who went there and died. That's the corpses that were always there. That's the SCP. Is that what they're saying? Damn. Yeah.
I would like to give a special thank you to Brian B. Razzle Brown. It's not a spoon.
That's it. So okay, so was he having hallucination, or did he really see all those things and they're just chalking up to a hallucination? That is a mystery, I guess. 45% of Mount Everest is made of those corpses. Damn. So the Mount Everest itself is an SCP, or those corpses are SCP. I feel like that guy didn't have hallucination, that was real. I feel like that. Yeah. This was a good one, but a bit too mysterious. Didn't understand too much, I guess, Yeah. That was SCP-5140 Everest, Keter class by TheVolgun. Alright people, if you like my reaction, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the reaction, there's a link in the description. Check out the cast for the playlist, check out the end cards. And yeah, I'll see you next time.